Jay's reasoning for denying it is actually bad news for Hillary Clinton, or so says Judge Andrew Napolitano. He's all over the story. All right, walk us through this one, Judge.
Okay, so we have a lot of moving parts here. On one, let's put a line down the middle. On one side are 39 civil litigations. These are Freedom of Information Act requests in which private individuals and groups have sued the State Department for copies of Mrs. Clinton's records. On the other side of that line, we have two FBI investigations, one public corruption and the other espionage, the improper use of state secrets in her emails. In the Freedom of Information Act request, a reporter for something called Vice News asked for Mrs. Clinton's communications with the FBI. The Justice Department responded by saying, "We can't give you this because it involves a law enforcement matter." Now, this is the first time that the Clinton investigation on the other side of the line by the FBI has been referred to publicly as a law enforcement matter. Mrs. Clinton has called it a security review, a review of whether or not these documents were confidential, secret, or top secret. Very, very telling that the FBI made this recognition at the tail end of its investigation of her, and did so in writing, and did so before a federal judge.
Then what's the implication that somehow something in her emails led to or aided or abetted a crime?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we know that Brian Pagliano, her computer expert, who's been given immunity in the case, was paid $5,000 to commit a crime, to migrate secret emails from a secret, secure government server over to Mrs. Clinton's non-secret, non-secure personal server.
He's been given immunity for that. Has he been given immunity for that?
Well, we did. The Washington Post has reported that he got immunity. You can get immunity either by a letter from the Justice Department promising not to prosecute you, or by an order signed by a judge. I haven't seen either of those. His lawyer has told Catherine Herridge, our colleague, that he did get immunity, but the lawyer will not say which species of immunity it is.
So this potential crime now that was referred to,
the crime would be espionage. That is the failure to protect by moving from a secure venue to a non-secure venue.
The denial, though, for one of these Freedom of Information Acts requests,
right,
that referred or referenced a potential crime,
right.
That does not have to be the Brian. It could be something else entirely different. In other words, there could have been some sort of crime committed with information gleaned or taken from her emails. Can I dig that deep? Can I make that inference?
Yes, you can dig. You can dig that deeply, and I'll help you dig even deeper. One of the things the FBI did in the past 3 weeks was to extradite a Romanian intelligence agent who's in jail in Romania for computer hacking. One of his victims is Sid Blumenthal. Does that name ring a bell?
Sure.
Mrs. Clinton's confidant, to whom she emailed state secrets.
They want
to know, when you broke into Sid Blumenthal's emails, did you see anything from Hillary?
A lot of people actually believe one of the reasons she even did this whole thing with the private server was because she didn't want President Obama to know that she was communicating with Blumenthal.
Because President Obama told her she couldn't hire Blumenthal.
Right.
So instead of the State Department hiring him, the Clinton Foundation hired him, which of course leads to the other investigation of her, the public corruption one, which is allegations supported by serious documents, many of which are in the public domain, that she made decisions as Secretary of State, committing the sovereign, the United States government, to do certain things in return for financial contributions from foreign persons and foreign governments to the Clinton Foundation.
This is the proverbial web, right? And it's the plot is thick and the web is all over the place. So can we reasonably believe that there could be some form of justice, some indictment before the November elections?
Congressman Darrell Issa told our colleague Maria Bartiromo yesterday he expects a public decision on the email before the Democratic National Convention, but not a public decision on the public corruption until afterwards. Now, the public corruption one involves hundreds of thousands of documents, and the FBI, as far as I know, didn't get them until January. The email, while it involves that many documents, the FBI has had for more than a year.
Wow, Judge. Thank you for keeping us abreast.
Why do these things always break on a Friday evening, Charles?
Who knows? Who knows? All right.